right, ladies and gentlemen of the 118 scale, 3.75 inch, 4-inch modern action figure community, I'm back again with another video. And in this video, I want to do a part 2 of the parts that I was creating for the Desert Fox Custom. So without further ado, let's take a look at some of the things I've been working on. So the first part we're going to take a look at here is kind of my front protected windshield area. So if you know the Desert Fox, you're familiar with it, it's pretty much open in the front. So what I did here was I created a armor plated front windshield or front cover, so to speak, so that these guys are protected while they're in battle, so they don't just take random shots. Also, I created this part right here, which is going to serve as the roof rack, and this will sit right over the top of the vehicle. And then right here, I did what's going to serve as like a light bar. So, of course, I went on and focused in, did some Meng bolt detail, got those on, and that's pretty much it for that. You know, these parts move, just like this front section here, it moves. I was going for like a flip down, but then I abandoned that idea, and I just like it to be, you know, it doesn't move up too much. It moves up just enough. Like if they wanted to lift it up and stick a gun out of it, why they would do that, I don't know, you know. Next, this part you've seen in the last video. I pretty much created this. It's going to serve as the back compartment or the bed section of the vehicle. This is where you would have troops that can sit there and, you know, be protected. Of course, some Meng bolt detail there, both sides. So last week when we discussed it, I said I was going to add some parts to it. So without further ado, here's the parts all painted up, and that's how it's going to look. I will be finalizing this here for you all to see. Awesome. So bear with me because this is not easy doing it with one hand. So give me some glue. I use a lot of glue here. You don't really need that much glue, but this is what I'm using. All right, so those are on. Don't worry about this little circle here, this little hole. I'm going to actually add more detail to this. That hole might get covered up, but I'm not too worried about it. I might even, if it's still there once I do everything, I might, you know, I guess make it look like a bullet hole. I don't know. We'll see. So now the back parts are on. There you have that. And they're ready to go. Next, we saw this last week. Not much has changed with it. So that's ready to go already. And you've seen these last week. Hopefully, the next video we see on this will be assembling it, getting it finalized and assembling it. Next, these are two parts you haven't seen yet. These are going to be my the steps for the side of the driver and passenger side. These are going to be steps, and they'll mount to the vehicle like that, pretty much behind the front wheel in front of the two back wheels. And those are all painted up, ready to go. Next, we put this together last week. This is how this thing looks. This is going to be the back door panel. I don't know what that is. We got in there. Anyway, so here's a close-up look at it. Looks pretty rugged. And I don't know if I told you last day I used these. These were partitions, these little square parts. These were partitioned from a little fishing box. You know, the little fishing box, they have the little partitions you put in there. So I wasn't using those anymore because I switched to these boxes. So I used them here. And what I did was I made a hinge out of styrene and lollipop sticks. So what I did was I used the styrene to brace I would have to show you what I did here, but ultimately it's fairly easy and it works really well. So this is the up position and this is opening the door. And this is not going to be the back bumper. I do have a bumper on it, and I hope you like it when you see it. I think it's pretty interesting. I think it's pretty cool the way that came together. So you'll see it when we get ready to put the vehicle together and get it all done. All right, so that's pretty much the back door area. And I'm going to add more to this. I'm going to add like handles to it. And by the time I finalize it, I'll let you guys see all of that. And so far, last but not least, is this part right here. Now, this is going to be for the floor section. Now, you know the part, if you're familiar with the Desert Fox, it has this elevated turret area where the orange turret sat. And it had this big old circle there that you snap the turret in. So I got rid of all of that. And the hole that's left, this is going to cover that hole. However, it has like a little cutout. So I'm going to try to figure out how to match these perfectly to that cutout so that it'll match and sit perfectly over that area. And then from there, I don't know. Ultimately, that's going to be everything. The only thing I want to do now is I want to create a door for it. You know, something like this, but I don't know what I'm gonna go with. I still gotta brainstorm that up. That might come a little bit later. I might put the vehicle together, and then with the vehicle being together, it will show me pretty much what I need to do to make that door happen. So that's all the parts right there. I hope you enjoy the video so far. Join me the next time. We're going to put this thing together and finally get to it. All right? So if you got any questions or comments, feel free, put them down below. I'll get to them at my earliest convenience. All right? Until the next one, peace.